Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, for this video, I'm going to do a review of an awesome Blu-ray that I've just watched now. I've just come upstairs to do a review of it because I've just got to tell you guys about it. Now, the movie is from 1982 and it stars Paul Naschy, and it was directed by Jacinto Molina, and Paul Naschy's co-stars are Julia Sarli, Lola Gayos, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and Sylvia Miro, and that movie is called Panic Beats. Oh, I'll say, guys, what a roller coaster I've just been through watching this movie. Whew. Okay then, guys, before I say anything further about the movie and give me thoughts on the storyline as a whole, along with the rating, I'll just read the synopsis on the back of this Mondo Macabro Blu-ray, just in case you're not familiar with it. Right. Spanish horror legend Paul Naschy wrote, directed and stars in this dark and macabre tale of lust, betrayal and ghostly vengeance. Naschy plays a descendant of the Alarraqui demonic character first seen in his 1973 film Horror Rises from the Tomb, another good one from Naschy. Now, desperate to salvage his crumbled financial empire, Paul Naschy, played by Paul Naschy, decides to kill his heiress wife, Guinevere, played by Julia Sarli. Now, he enlists the help of a sexy and ambitious younger woman, Julie, played by former Miss Spain, Frances Ona de Vela. Unfortunately, one murder is not enough to satisfy Julie's bloodlust and greed. And as the corpses begin to pile up, she heads for a confrontation with an ancient and unstoppable evil. So there you go, guys. That's a synopsis for this 1982 Paul Naschy horror shocker, Panic Beats. Oh yeah, fantastic movie. Okay then, guys, I'm going to talk at length now about it and what I thought of it. Oh, I haven't got one bad thing to say about this movie, guys. It was brilliant with a capital B. Very twisty movie, very dark movie, and you didn't know what was coming next. It all wasn't as it seemed at the start of the movie. And I must say, guys, this movie starts off on an absolute bang, because it opens onto this scene in the woodlands of this naked blonde girl who misses.
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
This naked blonde girl being pursued by this knight. He's sort of like, he's got this mace and that, and he's pursuing her. He's pursuing her through the forest and that, and it basically ensues and getting slaughtered by this evil knight, who turns out to be the ancestor of the Paul Naschy character, the modern day character who Paul Naschy plays in this movie. So yeah, he dispatches the blonde girl like with a few sort of like swings of his mace. Then the story starts in modern times, then in 1982, and we've got like Paul Naschy. He's in the office of his wife's doctor, and his doctor's expressing his concern about his wife's health and that, and he advises Paul Naschy to take her out to the country and that, for the air and that, to sort of like not sort of like completely cure her, but alleviate a health problem and that, because the doctor keeps saying it doesn't look too good and that, and so he recommends that Paul Naschy takes her out to this house and that in the country and that, which Paul Naschy does actually own, so he's a bit reluctant at first, Paul Naschy, to take his wife out there, but he's talked into it by the doctor. So anyway, to cut a long story short, he takes this wife out to this big country, house and that, and there in the house is his auntie, and it's sort of like a daughter, who's very, very dodgy character, a daughter. So yeah, so as I say, everything's fine at first and that, wife settles in and that, Oh, but on the way, they get interrupted on the journey by this gang of local thugs and that, because what happens is Paul Naschy, the car runs out of gas when they're halfway there, to the house. So it runs out of gas. So Paul Naschy, he says like to his wife, stay here and that, while I go and get help from the village and that. His wife's a bit nervy and that, but he said it'll be all right, it won't be too long. So while his wife in the car, he says put the radio on and that and try and relax in the car. So while his wife, she actually drops off to sleep in the car. So while he's gone, these vagabonds, pounce on the wife in the car and that, and they drag her out the car and that. But just as they're doing that, Paul Naschy comes along, he has a fight with them and that, and he basically sorts them out. So but then they arrive at the house now. But as I said before, everything seems to be okay at first. But then like you've got this like shadow over the house about his ancestor from years ago, this evil knight, from years ago, and that, a real nasty piece of work is overshadowing the house, and that, and you start wondering, like, if is his ghost still in the manor, and that, but yeah, so it's very, very good movie, this, guys. It's a mixture of crime and supernatural, and they both genres sort of like rolled into one to make a really good, enjoyable movie. Great acting by Paul Naschy and a supporting cast, and as I say, like the young girl and that, she's absolutely personification of evil. I mean, Paul Naschy himself is a dodgy character because, like, he leaves his wife. He says, like, to his wife, "I've got to go. The police want to see me about what happened in the woods with the vagabonds and that." And his wife doesn't want him to go, but he said, "You'll be all right," and that, because his auntie's there and that, with a daughter and that, So, but yeah, things start happening, guys, in the house and that. And it seems as if, like, there's the supernatural force, but we don't really know for sure because his wife starts to get terrified. Like, I won't go into too much detail, guys. I don't want to then spoil it for you because it's a great twisty story. But his wife starts getting the creeps and that, like, things start happening in the house and that, But it takes a very dark turn, guys, and a very nasty turn in terms of Paul Naschy's evil character, Yeah. But there you go, guys. So that, yeah, I don't want to give too much away about this movie, guys, because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's a very, very enjoyable horror thriller. Paul Naschy, really on the money again, playing this descendants of this really evil knight from the Middle Ages and that, and his wife's beautiful, like she's got long blonde hair and that, you really feel sorry for her, what she goes through in this movie and that, and this evil bitch of a daughter, like, that's in the house and that, like playing the part of the maid and that, the old lady's all right, her mother, but it's the daughter, she's a real deviant and that, and very, very malevolent and that, but oh yeah, and Paul Naschy's got two mistresses on the go, as well as having his wife. He's got these two mistresses, so he's juggling, like, which one to end up with and that, but there's another twist to that as well, involving the evil daughter and that. I won't go into too much detail, but it does take a lot of twists and turns, this, guys. Very, very well done movie. I think this is one of Paul Naschy's best. I thought Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf was good, and the other one, Horror Rises from the Tomb, but this is vying now, guys. For me, all-time favourites, Paul Naschy movie. Very, very well constructed story, and great, yeah. Well, I watched the interview of Paul Naschy in the extras in this, and he described, like, it when he first started making the movie, what he wanted to do. He wanted to bring the two genres together. He wanted to bring the supernatural genre with the crime genre, and a fine job he did, guys. I tell you, I must say, guys, it's not. If you buy this movie, don't expect an English soundtrack. It is in Spanish, but you have got the English subtitles. Yes, just be aware of that. Yeah. Oh, but guys, if you love Paul Naschy and you love your foreign horror movies, I'd strongly advise you to get yourself a copy of Panic Beats. It's kind of in regards to the other movie, Horror Rises from the Tomb, which was made 10 years earlier. It's a kind of a loose sequel to that. The old, like the wicked sort of like ancestor from years ago, based on that other notorious character, was it the Gilles de Rais, and a very notorious character from the Middle Ages, yeah. But he changed the name and that, so Naschy said he's more or less based on the Gilles de Rais character, from the Middle Ages. Oh, but yeah, guys, I had a blast watching this, yeah. And lovely colour, good cinematography, and great characters and that. And I say, what I loved about it, all the twists and turns. Oh, first you sort of like you knew what was going to happen, and it took another twist, then it took another twist, then it took another twist. And I must say, guys, there's one particular kill in this, a real vicious kill, where one of his mistresses goes to the house looking for Paul Naschy, demanding to know where he is, and the evil daughter lets it in and that, and she said, he's not here. So she gives her a dirty look and that, So just as she's about to open the door to look for him, the sort of mistress, she's kind of a prostitute. Up comes there's this like pickaxe, like shaped like a pickaxe, a weapon in the house, and the daughter picks it up. Oh, and she hits her in the stomach and that, and blood just flows everywhere, and then she batters. Oh yeah, I won't say any more, guys. It's a very, very gory scene, very, very gory killing. But as I say, if you love these kind of movies, like, starring Paul Naschy, I think you'll have a blast watching this. I'm going to watch it again with the commentary, and it's definitely staying in my collection. Great movie, yeah. Panic Beats, I love that cover as well, guys, yeah. Oh yeah, so a full 10 out of 10, this, guys. Yeah, full 10 out of 10 for Panic Beats. Really enjoyable crime / supernatural horror thriller. Sure, if you're a Paul Naschy fan, it'll be sure to keep you hooked right to the very end. It certainly kept me hooked. You know, I just wonder what the hell's going to happen next. And you feel so sorry for the wife and that, you know, because she's got like this illness and that, you know, she's very ill, you know. And as I said at the beginning, like when Paul Naschy's in his wife's doctor's office, the doctor's very concerned and that, very solicitous about, you know, in regards to Paul Naschy's wife. And he says, like, take her out to this house in the country, the fresh air will do her good, you know. And at first you think Paul Naschy, you know, he's a really loving, caring husband. Well, as the movie unfolds, guys, we're soon disabused of that notion. Let me tell you, yeah. But yeah, great twisty thriller, guys. I really enjoyed it, yeah, and a great solid performance by all the cast and that, you know. And I love the character, the ghostly knight as well, and its pictures are on the wall and in the house and that, you know, really evil looking character. Of course, was as was plainly brought out by that punch in your face beginning when he's chasing the naked blonde girl through the woods and that, you know, and he slaughters her with the mace and that. Oh, it's great, guys. I really enjoyed this, yeah. All right then, guys, that concludes my review of the 1982 Paul Naschy movie Panic Beats. Have you seen Panic Beats by any chance? What did you think of it? Did you share my opinion as one of Paul Naschy's greatest movies? Leave a comments down below. I'd be very interested to get a discussion going about this and Paul Naschy in general, because I think he's brilliant in that. You know, as I said in the other video about the book, he's made a couple of turkeys, but most of the movies, guys, I've seen, he's been fantastic. Great stories and that, you know. And this was a real twisty, turny thriller. This is what I like in me movies, guys, where, you know, plot twists and turns and that, you know, you don't know what's coming next and that, and there's some shocking kills, some really shocking kills. All right, then, guys, I want to leave it there. I don't want to give any more about this movie. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.